Matt, went to tour in Japan with a victory. It's always nice to end on a positive note. How was it out there for you today?
Yeah, it was tough, to be honest. Conditions, not just the weather, but this pitch compared to the first game was a lot heavier, so I think you could probably see on camera some of the boys' faces were a little bit more tired this game, but I think that's understandable after the week of travel, probably just starting to get over the jet lag. But yeah, nevertheless a good test, and I thought both teams here in Japan played some really good football, so they made it difficult for us.
Yeah, both of the teams that we played against were really good opposition. They're both more than halfway through their season as well. So how much of a test was it, and how much of a benefit do you think you'll get from both of those games?
Yeah, it's good. It's quite unique. In my experience personally, you play against other teams who are still trying to build their fitness. So I guess that's quite a challenge, seeing as their fitness levels are already quite high, and they've, like you said, they're halfway through their season. So from a structural point of view, they understand each other well. They've got good team cohesion. So it was tough games, and I think it already helped us go into the season.
What have you made of being out here in Japan? We're just speaking off camera about being in Australia, and you know you travel with Celtic and you get to see that there's so many fans worldwide. What have you made of that experience?
No, it's really cool. Even before the first game, we were on our team walk by the river and we saw like a ferry full of Celtic fans just singing, and I was so shocked to see that with them. At the same time I wasn't, because I know I'm a Celtic, so it's kind of what you get here. But I think it's really cool that we get this amount of fans worldwide, and I think we can't underestimate the size of our club. I think that really shows when we come to places literally on the other side of the world and we've still got this amazing support.
And much of the hype as well has been about the 5 players we've got that are from Japan. What's it been like in the dressing room? Have you been having a lot of conversations with them, trying to get them quite excited for these games?
I mean, they're already excited to be here. We can see that. Like, usually a lot of the team are considered, idols and gods to quite a lot of fans, but here, to be honest, we're pretty irrelevant. Your Dysons, Kyogos, Rayos, like all of them, you can just see every fan like in awe of them, whereas us, we're kind of just tourists to an extent. So that part's pretty cool. I'm quite enjoying them having the limelight a bit, as opposed to everyone else, because it gives us a chance to kind of relax and take it in and kind of just see what's going on.
And what have you made about just the trip in terms of the actual work that you've got on? We talked about the games in terms of training. It kind of ends the week where we've had in the warm weather training camp and now over here in Japan. What do you feel like physically and mentally and tactically going into that new season?
Oh, really good. I think we're in a better place than we were last game. I think the scoreline last game probably wasn't one that we wanted, but at the same time, that was still early in pre-season. Not making excuses, but obviously boys had travelled a lot, so I don't think we were as sharp as we could have been. And today, I think regardless of both teams having a lot of chances, we were very, very solid defensively and really showed it in terms of putting our body on the line, even in a pre-season game.
And how you found working under the manager? Just getting to watch little bits of training. He seems to be passing on a lot of information, asking a lot of questions as well. Are you learning quite a lot under him?
Yeah, I've been very lucky to have very good managers in a short space of time, so I'm quite grateful to have worked with the calibre of manager I have at a young age, and the gaffer here especially is very good at communicating and getting his point across in a concise way. And I think for all of us that makes it a lot easier to transition onto the pitch and being able to have a relationship with him where we can speak to each other and everyone can kind of learn new things constantly in quite an open environment. That's really enjoyable.